that? Whoa. See, see, got to go.
All these guys took off out the back door to go watch it.
Paul goes, watching.
It's on.
Starts, I'll turn it's on now. So.
Say testing.
Testing.
There you go. Now they'll hear you.
Okay. I've got Mayor Harper here that is going to bang the gavel here, if you would please. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I will call the May 6th meeting of the West Des Moines City Council to order and invite you all to stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance while Mayor Harper starts us off.
Will you please sign in?
Four members present.
Ryan, has there been any changes to the agenda?
No changes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I get a motion to move the agenda as distributed?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote.
Four yes.
Okay, item 2, Citizens Forum. Anybody that would like to address the council on any item that is not either part of new business or public hearings, please come to the podium here and give us your name and address for the record. We ask you to keep it to 5 minutes and you keep it civil and respectful, and we will start off with the Citizen of the Year, Mr. Al Womble.
Thank you, Mayor Trimble. I'd also like to point out my friend, and fellow Bulldog.
That's right. That's right.
But I just wanted to come and to remind you all tomorrow, thanks to Councilman Hudson, as well as our wonderful Audrey Kennis, we're going to be, and Dr. Dow Jock, we're going to be having a special program tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the West Des Moines Learning Center, talking about the 1961 Freedom Rides, which will feature a short presentation about the Freedom Rides itself, followed by a panel discussion featuring 3 of our own very Valley students, as well as one of our own West Des Moines residents who was a member of the 1961 Freedom Rides, and then following up by a song, We Are Family, as performed by Councilman Greg Hudson. So,
Wow, wow, I love it.
well, maybe not that last part. But
Oh, all right. I don't know why he wouldn't do it, but okay.
Well, I'd love it if he could, but no, I encourage all of you to come. It's a great piece of history. One of the wonderful things about it is people from all over the United States participated in these freedom rides, including folks right here from the great state of Iowa. And I think it's going to be a wonderful presentation, and also continuing to talk about, youth and youth activism and that sort of thing. So I would gladly kind of pass the
Thank you.
flyers
Yeah,
up
yeah,
here.
yeah. Bring it. We'll pass it down. Appreciate it, Al. Al, remind me, just for the record, your address.
Oh, sorry. It's 818 Ashmore Circle, West Des
Okay,
Moines, Iowa.
that's right.
My apologies.
Perfect. No, you're good. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Al?
Al, thank you for really spearheading this. This is a great opportunity not only to learn, but also hearing from a couple of West Des Moines students. I think all three of these students, I know all three of these students, and I think their perspective is going to be fantastic to have in regards to how young folks are feeling today about how things are going, and I think it's going to be a great program, so thank you for spearheading it, and thanks to everybody who was a part of it. So tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at the LRC, right across the lake.
Yeah.
What fun. Thank you, Al.
Awesome.
Yeah. And if you don't mind me, I'm going to get going because the Phillies
Perfect.
are playing and they're up 5-1 right now. So
All right.
I'm going to make
all
sure
right.
that stays up.
Do it to it. Thanks,
Thank you.
Al. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, Gary.
I didn't realize we were going to have a new, better-looking, younger mayor
Of
tonight.
course,
So
of
this
course.
is a big
I know it.
improvement.
I know it.
Well, okay, an improvement. Gary Leffler, 1135 11th Street, West Des Moines. Just wanted to share with the council a few things. One, I know we kind of talked about the camp a little bit, and I kind of want to keep that in the forefront a little bit, because less than 2 weeks ago, we had an instance where we had, somehow they put it on live chat that there was going to be a big party there at the campgrounds. And so usually, I have a tendency to go over there from time to time, and I happened to be there, and all these cars started pulling in. Obviously, I didn't know, I was a little nervous at first because I didn't know if is there a drug deal going down here or what's going on. So I've got 911 on one phone and I'm trying to assess what the situation is. I guess I'm bringing this up for two reasons. One is that as long as we had a physical presence at the camp, we had the mobile home there, we had very few, hardly any ever problems as long as there was a physical presence there at the camp. The police officers responded right away, and the situation was, there's no party going on here tonight, get out of here, go home. So that was good. There's been a number of other instances in the last 9 years since I've been there where we've had situations come up. And I would really encourage you as you're moving forward with what you're doing there to take a look at the existing building that's there and turn that into some kind of a permanent residence. I know before we sold the camp, I was talking to the church about turning that building into a residence. So you have a permanent permanent presence there. I know in conversing with the Jordan House, the items there are not replaceable if someone were to break in there and get there. And I noticed there's been a number of other occasions where just me being there, either I'm bringing the tractor back late for something and I'm there and I'm able to either deter the situation or to make sure that the situation didn't go bad. So that's kind of like a train of thought. And actually I had an architect drawings on it. I know what the exact cost is, and I think it would be something that the council would be wise to look forward to in the future. I want to encourage everyone here to join me on May 10th, this coming Friday. We'll be at the Peace Officer Memorial Service down at the Capitol. I just talked to the chief here. And on May 16th will be all these young people to be there at May 16th at our own police station and have a wonderful event. It was the first time my wife and we happened to drive by there. We saw it by accident. We went. We're bringing us and all of our grandkids. So
Awesome.
I appreciate what the city of West Des Moines is doing in that area. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you. Okay. Anybody else for Citizens Forum? Come on up. Give us your name and address for the record.
Sarah Mayberry, 271 South 85th Street. My fiance and I purchased our home in West Des Moines in October of 2021. We both work from home, and the house was perfect for us because we each had our own office on the first floor, and it was just really what we were looking for. Approximately 18 months later, in May of 2023, our backyard neighbors, Brett and Kimberly Pegg of 282 South 86th Street, installed solar panels on the roof of their one-story house. We were not notified this would be happening, so we had no opportunity to ask questions about the potential glare or agree to the impact the panels could have on the enjoyment of our property. The day the solar panels were installed, the glare started. I did my best to go through the appropriate channels to remediate the situation. The first week of May, I reached out to the Development Services and Building Inspection Department about their permit 54721. After a couple of follow-ups, I received a response from the building official, Rod Van Genderson. He stated that there are no building code or electrical code violations, and from his perspective, the zoning requirement to minimize glare that could affect adjacent or nearby properties had been met. So this was disappointing because I did provide examples of the extreme glare that was happening. The same week, I reached out to what I believed was my homeowners association. Unfortunately, I learned that those neighbors are part of a different homeowners association, and that homeowner is actually on that board. So the homeowners association was either unwilling or unable to do anything to help with the situation, so that was also a dead end. I used my legal insurance through my employer to reach out to in-network attorneys for consultation on the matter. They advised that the best path forward was to work with my neighbor to see if they could come up with a remediation step, which I did. And then they said that if that was unsuccessful, the next course of action would be a private nuisance claim. So I took the advice from the attorney, and I waited for an opportunity to talk to the wife because I thought she would be the most amicable to dealing with the situation. And when I mentioned the glare and asked if she'd be willing to come over to my backyard so she could see what we had all been dealing with, she was unwilling to come over. She asked what we'd like them to do about it. I shared some options like changing the tilt of the panels, seeing if there's other film that could be put over it, planting mature trees. Her response was, mature trees are really expensive. They're like $500. She promised to speak to her husband about the situation, but never provided me with an update on what they plan to do to fix the issue. So from May through September of last year, we were unable to fully enjoy our property. For 1 to 3 hours a day, blinding light shot through the entire backyard and the back of our house if the blinds weren't drawn. The glare was so extreme, it lit up our kitchen's glass backsplash tiles. On a particularly sunny day, I walked out of my office at the front of the home and was blinded by the light coming down the hallway. While closing the blinds seems like a reasonable accommodation, it's important to note that this glare is happening from somewhere between 3 to 6, 4 to 7, depending on the time of year it is, which is normally the time we would go outside with our dogs. We have an elderly 16-year-old Boston Terrier that cannot go down the porch stairs to use the restroom because the light is so extreme during that time. And at 16 years old, she's got to go to the bathroom a lot. And so we have to carry her down. And I suffer from migraines, so I've been unable to use the backyard during that time or take care of the dogs during that time without getting ill. We have a really beautiful outdoor space. We love to entertain and have friends and family over, but due to the glare, we've really had to limit the amount of people that we can have over during that timeline. About a month ago, the homeowners listed their house for sale. We thought this finally might be our opportunity to get the situation resolved after a year of not hearing anything back for them, which was very frustrating. And I'll admit that, we probably could have taken a better course of action about passive comments. But however, the passive comments about the glare ended up turning into them calling the police on us a couple of weeks ago. So I'm really here today asking for help. I realize this is a unique situation, but as solar panels become more popular, if this is not addressed, this is something that's going to impact a lot more people than just me. And it's going to result in more conflicts between neighbors. So I would encourage the city of West Des Moines to look for a solution that will help address this issue for me, which I know you're looking into, as well as people in the future. So thank you for your time and consideration.
I appreciate you being here, appreciate your comments. I think we've all received the email and looked through that, and, I can see the glare. I mean, I feel bad. But I think the problem that we're sitting here with is that, like Rod Van Genderen said, there really is no violation of code in this situation. And what we have to enforce is the city code. And so if there's a violation of that, then there's something we can do. But if there's no violation, then we're really kind of left scratching our heads. We don't have much that we can do in that regard. I mean, my hope would be that neighbors would work together to try to figure out a solution to the problem, and that maybe there is something that the solar panel company can come up with. But, I don't know, Greta, if there's anything as city attorney you could offer, but, I mean, I don't know what we do because they have no violation of code, correct?
Correct. Without a violation of code, there's nothing we can do. So I would recommend you indicated that you've spoken with an attorney about this. You may want to recontact your attorney.
We are. We're going to be filing a private nuisance claim against them. They should receive a demand letter this week.
And I think
I would also offer as an opportunity, and I don't know if it will work, but both parties have to agree to it. Iowa Mediation is an organization that mediates various issues between multiple parties. So that might be an option, that they will come up with a way to mediate and you both walk away with something that has been a compromise as well. So I'm just throwing out options. That sounds like you're hitting a lot of brick walls. And I really appreciate you coming here, calmly telling your story. I really appreciate it. It takes a lot to do that. So, but Iowa mediation, if the neighbors are willing, might be of assistance.
Kevin?
Yeah, you brought up the fact that, is there other film that could be put on it or tilting the panels? And I agree that probably needs to happen, but the way the ordinance is written right now doesn't address that. So even if we do change the ordinance, that's from, in a sense, today forward. It doesn't go back to what's already installed. So unfortunately, any action that we could take, I don't think would help you in this instance.
And it would be difficult for them to even change the tilt because the code today says it can be no more than 6 inches off of the roof, which that's not gonna do anything.
No.
It's just a very frustrating situation. And like I said, it is gonna come up more. Like, I know I might be the first person to come and complain about this, but as solar panels get more popular, I mean, we all want to save the earth. We all want to, have a better environment and everything like that. I'm in no way against solar panels, but this is debilitating and others are going to experience this. I'm just probably the first one to complain here.
Well, and I appreciate you bringing it, to our attention because where I live, I don't have anybody that's got solar panels around me. So I'm not seeing this. So obviously, when you're experiencing it firsthand, yes, I appreciate that you're bringing it to our attention that then we can look at, is there something that we need to do? To change things going forward because there will be more and more solar panels going up as time goes on.
Yeah, and I think this is something we can look at. I don't know what we would develop as far as an ordinance goes that talks about a glare, or there's really no way to measure that. But certainly this is something we can look at again and have a discussion about if there's anything that we can do in the ordinance to change it. I know we did take into account aesthetics when we were passing this way back when, because that was important to us to make sure that, it looked okay. The person that wanted it, they're going to think it looks fine, but the next door neighbor, what do they think about it? And so we did put in the code some things to try to make sure that it was aesthetically pleasing as much as possible. Of course, we took some flack on that as well from the people that are really trying to do this to have affordable, renewable energy. And their claims was no other city makes them screen things or do things like that, and we're adding to the cost and everything else. So we did have a thorough discussion about that. The glare is not something that we saw coming, but I don't know. We can revisit it. I don't know what we do as far as trying to talk about a glare. If there's a glare, you got to do something because, to you, this is a really horrible glare. And I think others could look at the picture and say, yeah, I see what she's saying, but somebody else might find a glare that's not quite like yours objectionable. Somebody else might find a little tiny glare off it objection. And there's no way to measure that kind of thing. But to the extent that there's something we can do, we'll take a look at it and see if we can revisit the ordinance. But again, as Councilman Trevelyan said, that's not going to be of any help to you, unfortunately.
But Russ, what I want to add to what you just commented on is that we do have an ordinance that addresses light emitting from, my property onto my neighbors from a simple light bulb.
Yes.
In my opinion, this isn't any different, other than this maybe is even a lot more extreme than a light bulb shining. So I think there is something that we can look at. We just need to, put our heads around this thing and figure out how we address it.
And in some of my not finer moments in the last year, I mean, we've thought about it. My fiance and I'll be honest, we've thought about, well, if it shines a glare into my windows for 3 hours today, can I put a spotlight in their bedroom window from midnight to 3? Can I install? Can I put mirrors on my backyard or the back of my deck, and can I reflect it back? There's again, not my finest moments here, but if I agree. I agree with your assessment of if this was a spotlight, Would they be able to do that?
Well, just speaking of that, we have had that situation come up too, and the way that we had to address that, we had code enforcement out there basically just acting as a facilitator, trying to bring the two neighbors together. The one person had a light because they were worried. They were a single woman living by themselves and wanted that light on all the time. And the other person was a man that lived back behind that refused to buy shades, didn't want to buy shades, didn't want to. And so they weren't violating any ordinance. Again, we do have an ordinance regarding the light, but there was no violation there, but it was bothering this person. It really comes down to, being good neighbors and working together to try to solve a problem. I mean, and maybe that, have you offered to pay for whatever it costs to try to mitigate this?
I have not.
Okay.
I struggle with the idea that I have to pay for something that for 18 months in my house wasn't an issue.
I get it, but.
Let me make a comment here, because like Kevin and I are on community compliance together. And I'd like to ask the city manager and city attorney to take a look at that light ordinance and bring it to the next community compliance subcommittee, which is in 2 weeks. And let's at least explore it. Because if we have one, we should look at that and see its applicability here.
Sure.
Maybe it's not
Especially-
applicable, but I think we have to ask the question.
Lights, light.
All right,
Sarah,
couple more comments and we got to move on.
And Sarah, what you say, I think, is really important, because this is not going to be the first and only time this happens.
Yeah.
And the sooner that we can get ahead of this, and I know it's tough, you're in a tough spot right now, and I appreciate you bringing this to us, but we do need to be very forward-thinking when it comes to this. And I think we're all on the same page, but this is not going to get any easier as this becomes more common and whatnot. And so I thank you for bringing it to us.
My name's Rob, I'm fiance. I just had a couple comments I wanted to add real quick.
If you can do it quick.
Yes, I'll try real quick.
Yeah.
So we do have a park,
Give us your name and
Rob
address.
Parker, 271 South 85th Street. We do have a park across the street from our house, which, if our house wasn't there, the panels would be blinding everybody that is at that park. It just so happens our house takes the brunt of that. I guess I just want to point that out, just because
It still wouldn't be a violation, so it still wouldn't matter, but.
So I guess the thing I just would like clarification on is how the glare is not a violation. If I have the code here, because I've been reading over it many times, but it says all services shall be non-reflective to minimize the glare that could affect adjacent nearby properties. Measures to minimize the nuisance glare may be required, including modifying the surface material, placement, and orientation of the panels, and if necessary, adding screen to block glare. We have a glare, and so I don't understand how that's not a violation of the code or the ordinance.
Yeah, thanks for your comments. We're going to take it up at the next community compliance subcommittee.
Okay, thank you.
So now that you've read that, staff, bring that up.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else for Citizens Forum? Anybody online for Citizens Forum? Hit *6 to unmute yourself. Again, *6, not #6 or #6, but *6. Is there anybody online for Citizens Forum? Okay, hearing no one, Citizens Forum is closed. We're going to move to item 3, Mayor, Council, Manager Report, Other Entities Update. And we will start down at this end with Councilman Lotz.
Nothing to report, Your Honor.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, Councilman Trevelyan.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Hardman.
Okay, I have a few things, and I won't let her read it because she probably won't read my writing, so I'm going to go ahead and give my report. I'm really glad that we had Al Wumble here to promote the Freedom Riders event, so I won't go over that in any more detail, but just very innovative, very creative, another thing that's going on in our town to help educate people about our history. And that's always a good day. And so thank you very much, Councilman Hudson, for helping to get students, because this was all about students at this event. So I really, really appreciate the collaboration and what you've done to help facilitate that. May 16th, I'll go out and put a plug. I am on the board of the West Des Moines Chamber. I think they are publicizing it in infinite detail, but I'm going to mention it again. May 16th is the West Des Moines Chamber's 100th anniversary dinner. It will be at the new renovated Valair Ballroom. And so still able to get tickets, come out and support it. We want a full house. Then I want to say, as a person that sits on a public safety with Councilman Hudson as well, that looking forward to events that'll be going on for the police event, the police week. So appreciate all the service that our police officers do on our behalf. And so let's all plug in and engage in any way we can to just, even if you stop by and just say thank you. Bring them a donut and a cup of coffee and say thank you. Okay. Lastly, I'd like to say congratulations. Last week I had the honor of attending, again, the Iowa Business Hall of Fame. And we're probably saying, well, why are we bringing that up? But 3 gentlemen got inducted into the Iowa Business Hall of Fame for making life better here in Iowa. And it's Ray Cole, and Roger Underwood, and the one I want to lift up is Rob Denson, because he has a facility right here in West Des Moines on a DMAC campus on the place where it's almost becoming everything education. So he did a wonderful job of really talking about what community colleges do for this community and how it's a place for people that sometimes cannot afford four-year institutions, how they can start their careers and jobs at DMAC. So I want to just say thank you and congratulations to Mr. Ray Cole, Mr. Roger Underwood, and our very own Mr. Rob Denson for being inducted into the Iowa Business Hall of Fame last Thursday. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, Councilman Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of quick items. First thing, really exciting announcement. You're hearing it for the first time here. I want to thank City Manager Tom Haddon and Laura Reveles and also the West Des Moines School District, because we've been trying to figure out a way how to get more young folks involved. You know, Al Womble mentioned the Freedom Riders event. We have 3 student panelists who are fantastic students at Valley High School, but we are announcing the West Des Moines Youth Civic Accelerator Program. And this is an exciting opportunity for our young people, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. If you're interested in the city, if you're interested in learning more how to be more civically involved, if you're interested in a career in the public sector, in the Civic Center, in regards to local community leadership, this Civic Accelerator program is going to be from June 24th to 28th. If it was for like 4th, 5th, or 6th graders, one might call it a day camp, but of course it's much more than that, because what you do is you engage with all of the programs, all of the departments in the city. And as I look at the back of the room, I'm incredibly grateful for all of the department heads who have shared their willingness to bring young people, 10th, 11th, and the 12th graders into City Hall and over the Public Works building or wherever it may be, so that students in our community, whether you're a West Des Moines resident who goes to Waukee High School or goes to Dowling High School, if you're a West Des Moines Valley student, it doesn't matter. If you're here in the area, we are very excited to invite you to apply for this program. We'll start advertising over the coming weeks, but it's called the West Des Moines Youth Civic Accelerator Program. It's from June 24th to 28th. That's a Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So we'll be hearing more about that as time goes on. And then finally, I just want to say Councilman McKinney is not here, but I wanted to give a special thank you to both Maeve, who is sitting right to my right, and Madeline, who is sitting to my back right. Madeline was going to be with Councilman McKinney, but since he's not here, I'm happy to share the dais with both Maeve and Madeline, and it's great to have them there. So that concludes my report, Your Honor.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, City Manager Haddon.
You're on.
Hi, I'm Peyton. Thank you, Mayor. I have a few items to share with you today. Our Police Week celebration is coming up on Thursday, May 16th at the police station. Please join us from 5 to 8 p.m. for a great time. We'll have free food, fire trucks and ambulances on display, and free bike helmets for kids. We also like to celebrate National Public Work Week. This on Thursday, May 23rd, at Valley Junction Farmers Market. This is another free event with fun activities for families. Everyone will get to meet the city employees who plow our snow and take care of our streets and sewers. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Haddon. Very good. Your voice is a little bit higher than it used to be, but. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so for my report, I just want to say a couple quick things. One, I'm going to be having my inaugural Mayor's Advisory Council in this chamber this Thursday from 6 to 7:30. I've got 31 residents that were selected to serve. They're balanced geographically and demographically to the extent possible. I think I've got somebody representing every precinct in this city, at least of people that applied. So I look forward to that coming up this Thursday from 6 to 7:30. Get some feedback and input from residents on what they like, what they don't like, what they'd like to see here that we don't have here, and all kinds of great stuff. Also, it was an honor and a pleasure this weekend to go with my Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Trevilian, to Cinco de Mayo to be able to celebrate in Valley Junction with the Placencias, and we've got a king and a queen here that were crowned on Saturday, and we're going to be doing a proclamation a little bit later here. But huge crowd, great celebration of Mexican heritage and culture, and there were a lot of vendors and all kinds of people that were celebrating Cinco de Mayo on El Cuatro de Mayo. So next time that I'm there, I'm going to be doing my speech in Spanish. I promise. So haven't done that in a while. Okay, with that, I'm going to move to.
Mayor?
Yes.
I just want to let you know I'm online. I don't know if I
Okay.
need, I can't sign in obviously somehow, but just, I'm here, no report.
Okay, all right. Well, if you're going to participate, I mean, I guess we can do voice votes? Okay, so we will acknowledge, Councilman, that you are here, present, and from here on, when I say vote, I'll just do a voice vote instead.
We can still do the.
Okay, everybody else will vote. I'll say please vote, and Councilman, you just do your voice vote on things.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Okay, item 4, consent agenda. Are there any items that any council person would like to have pulled and voted on separately? If not, I would take a motion to move the consent agenda as distributed.
I want to,
Oh, go ahead, Councilman McKinney.
Yeah, just, I need to abstain from item 4U. That's
Okay,
item 4U.
Okay, so we're going to pull item 4U. Councilman Hardman.
I know we have 4 proclamations,
Yep.
and maybe you, I like to pull those out, and I don't know.
Well,
if you
let
can-
me do this.
Okay.
Let me do this. Who is here for the proclamation for Cinco de Mayo? I know we got a bunch of people here.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, that's the only.
What about Asian and Pacific Islanders proclamation? Is there anybody here for that? Okay, and Police Week and Public
we
Works
don't need
Week, do we
that,
want to
no.
pull? All right, so we will pull the one. We will pull the one.
That's what I was trying to say, is that I wouldn't mind number 2 being pulled.
Okay, perfect. So we will pull item 4W2 and read that proclamation, and then afterwards, we'll ask you guys to come up and take a picture with us. Okay? Any other items?
Motion for approval.
Okay, so motion to remove the remainder. Is there a second? Okay, is there a second?
Second motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Aye.
Five yes.
Okay. So we'll move on then to item 4U, which is, here, we'll have you read this. A resolution for,
Approval and acceptance of property interests, Ginger West.
okay. Does somebody want to make a motion? Someone want to move approval of this?
Motion for approval.
Okay, is there a second?
Second motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this item? Okay, hearing none, please vote.
Mayor, I'll be marked as abstaining on this item. Thank you.
Okay, we will have you down as abstaining.
4 yes, 1 abstention.
Okay, item 4W2, it is a proclamation honoring Cinco de Mayo as May 5th. Can I get a motion to approve the proclamation?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, and I will read. Unless you want to do it, Mayor Harper. Okay, all right, it's a long one, all right. Whereas the city of West Des Moines recognizes May 5th, or Cinco de Mayo, as a date of great significance to many Mexican Americans. And whereas Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of Mexican heritage and culture, commemorating the Mexican victory over the French by rounding up 2,000 troops of indigenous and mixed ancestry to win the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. Whereas this day is a time to honor the rich history and contributions of Mexican Americans in our community. Throughout West Des Moines history, the Mexican American community has played a critical role in the development of historic Valley Junction, serving as rail and cement workers. They helped build the railroad and make the cement that would be used to pave the roads and sidewalks, ultimately furthering the vision of historic Valley Junction. Whereas Cinco de Mayo is an opportunity for people of all backgrounds to come together, learn from one another, and appreciate the rich diversity within our communities by attending the annual Cinco de Mayo celebration on Saturday, May 4th, from 12 to 10 p.m. in Valley Junction. And now, therefore, I, Russ Trimble, Mayor of the City of West Des Moines, Iowa, do hereby proclaim May 5th, 2024 as Cinco de Mayo, and I read this at the proclamation, but I call upon the residents of West Des Moines to come together and celebrate the history and contributions of Mexican Americans in our community, May 5th and every day for that matter. So with that, are there any discussions, any comments that anybody would like to make before we vote on this? Okay, hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Okay, if everybody that's here for this proclamation, Paula, Isla, if you guys want to meet us down here, El Rey, La Reina, come on. Yep. Kids, you want to come in and get involved with the picture, you're welcome to. I gotta have my mayor front and center, but Mayor Harper, you gotta be front and center. All right, who has to leave? Who has to leave at 6:10? Does somebody have to leave? One of the students have to leave at 6:10? Not anymore, okay, okay. All right. Not in here. Where's my mayor? I want you guys to hold the proclamation. You need to get in there too. Queen and King, hold the proclamation. All right, perfect. All right, we're gonna make our way back to the dais. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Congratulations. You're welcome. Oh, absolutely. You gotta celebrate. It's an important day. It's so nice to see you guys. Thank you. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Take care. Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll hit Okay, we will move on to item 5, old business. Item 5A.
Ruthenium Urban Renewal Plan, city initiated.
Perfect. We've got a resolution. Here, you would read that one.
We got a resolution creating the Ruthenium Urban Renewal Plan in the boundaries of the urban renewal area, and there are no standing issues. This was continued from the April 15th meeting. Does someone want to move approval of the resolution?
Motion to approve the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Seeing none, please vote.
Seeing none, please vote.
Aye.
See how easy it is to be a mayor?
5 yes.
Okay, item 6, public hearings. Item 6A.
This is the time and place for a public hearing to consider amendment to City Code, Title 3, Business and Licensing, Chapter 14, Sale of Fireworks. Modify regulations pertaining to the sales and storage of fireworks, initiated by the City of West Des Moines. Ryan, would you please read the date the notice was published?
April 22nd, 2024, in the Des Moines Register.
Have we received any written comments to this hearing?
None, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody from the audience that would like to address the council on item 6A, please come to the podium, give us your name and address for the record. Anybody online, please hit *6 to unmute yourself and do the same. Is there anybody from the audience or online that would like to address the council on item 6A? Okay, hearing and seeing no one, I'm going to declare the public hearing closed. We've got an ordinance amendment for approval of the first reading, and there are no outstanding issues. Does somebody want to move consideration of the first reading?
Motion to consider the first reading. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
No, they can't.
Okay, hearing no discussion, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes, an ordinance to amend the City Code of the City of West Des Moines, Iowa, 2024, Title 3, Business and Licensing, Chapter 14, Sale of Fireworks, pertaining to the sales and storage of fireworks.
Motion to approve the first reading. Second.
Okay, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Okay. Okay, that's approved. We're going to move on to item 6B. Mayor Harper, would you please read?
This is the time and place for a public hearing to consider 2023 through 2024 FY operating and capital budget, Amendment Number 3, initiated by the City of West Des Moines. Ryan, would you please read the date the notice was published?
April 26, 2024, in the Des Moines Register.
Have we received any written comments to this hearing?
None, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody from the audience who would like to address the council on item 6B, please come to the podium, give us your name and address for the record. Anybody online, hit *6 to unmute yourself and do the same. Is there anybody either in the chamber or online that would like to address the council on item 6B? Okay, I'm seeing no movement and hearing nothing. So, with that, I'll declare the public hearing closed, And we've got a resolution for approval of the budget amendment number 3 to the FY 23-24 budget, and there are no outstanding issues. Does somebody want to move approval of the resolution?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Okay, that item is approved. We'll now move to item 7, new business. Item 7A, Mayor Harper.
Arcadia Building Amenities, 7,000 Vista Drive, approved level 2 minor modification to site plan to allow the removal of parking and install grass, trees, and shrubs, trails of vestibule, and a pickleball court. Dallas County partners to.
Okay, we have got a resolution for approval of level 2 minor modification of the site plan. There are no outstanding issues, and this was approved unanimously by Planning and Zoning Commission as well. Let's give somebody wants approval.
Does somebody want to move for approval?
Motion for approval.
Any seconds? Second motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Okay, moving on, we've got item 7B. Go ahead, Mayor Harper. Issuance,
Issuance of 15.945 million general obligation bonds.
okay?
We've got a motion receiving the report of bids and a resolution for the issuance of not to exceed 15.945 million in general obligation bonds or capital loan notes. These items can be taken together, and there are no outstanding issues. Does someone want to move approval?
Could somebody want to move approval? All right, go ahead.
Move approval.
Any seconds?
Second.
Okay. and With that, we are going to have a report of the bids, and we're going to hear how we did.
Yeah, good
Go ahead.
evening, Mayor and Council. Very nice to meet some of you for the first time tonight. You're doing an excellent job. So we went to market today for the $15.945 million. This is the annual CIP borrowing structured over 10 years, level principal and interest payments paid for by the debt service levy tax. Average life of 5.87 years and issued as non-BQ with the city's AAA rating. So that we received 10 bids from over 45 different banks. As a reminder, our goal for a competitive bond sale is to receive 3 bids, and today the city received 10. So very good participation in the market. The true interest cost is that aggregated interest rate, and the range of the first place to last place bid today was 3.03%. And the first place bid to the last place bid came in at, I didn't write that down, 3.21%. So just 18 basis points between the first bidder and the 10th place bidder today. The second place, the winner today was Janie Montgomery Scott, which I think it's the first time they've won your bids for the city's bonds in the past few years anyway. Out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, go Phillies. That's where PFM's headquartered out of, in case anybody didn't know that. So I'm a Phillies fan, sorry, Cubby fans. So Janie Montgomery Scott out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania won at 3.0387%. The second place bid was from TD Securities that has been winning almost everything Iowa in the past few weeks at 3.039%. 0.0012% between the first and second place bids today. So very, very tight bids received. That's just an indication of how tight the competition was to win the bonds today. So pricing, the city actually priced below the AAA scale in year one today, and on average over the 10 years priced 18 basis points over the BVAL AAA scale today. So excellent, excellent pricing. You probably set the market today is what that means to me. So any questions? Very good results, very
Awesome.
pleased. Couldn't have gone much better in today's market.
Thank you for all you do, really appreciate it. Any questions at all?
One quick comment, actually, I want to congratulate Councilman Hudson and the rest of the council for such good management and staff of the city's money. That's cheap money, and I don't know how else we could do any better. So congratulations to your firm as well for helping us with it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, any other comments before we vote?
So just to confirm, the fact that we are one of the only cities in Iowa that's AAA bond rating by both S&P and Moody's allows us, did you say we pretty much set the standard almost today? Is that what I heard?
That is exactly what I said.
I don't mind repeating that. That's great. That's awesome. And again, I echo Councilman Lotz's comments, and you're here too, Doug. You're here, and of course, the city staff and Tim Stiles' department, everyone does a marvelous job to allow us to get those low rates, which is just fantastic to hear. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, with that, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Okay, and you know what? I do have a mayor pro tem up here, and it's Councilman Trevilian, so I need help every once in a while. Tom, I'm wondering if you could send your student down here to help us, if you would. Why don't you come down here, and we're going to have Mayor Harper sometimes needs help as well, so we're going to have you student Peyton here. All right, Peyton, why don't you come in here, and we're going to have you, let me get rid of this first. Okay. We have item 7C. You can read this. Issuance of
6.5 million general obligation urban renewal bonds. Once again, we have got a motion and a resolution which we can take together. We have got a motion receiving the report of bids and a resolution for issuance of not to exceed 6.5 million of the general obligation urban renewal bonds, and there are no outstanding issues. Does someone want to move this approval?
excellent.
Motion to approve the resolution. Any seconds?
Second motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion before we go to the report of bids? Okay, we're going to turn back to PFM. Tell us how we did and that we're the best city in America.
Tim reminded me I forgot to introduce myself. I am Suzanne Gerlach with PFM Financial Advisors. PFM has served as the city's municipal advisor for over 20 years. I think around 1998 is when we started working with the city. So anyway, so yes, 2024 B bonds. This is an urban renewal project in the Ashworth Corridor urban renewal area. These were 12-year terms with just over 7-year average life. Again, non-bank qualified. Again, AAA rated, and we received, again, 10 bids from 45 banks, 100% participation from the A series to the B series, which we very rarely see as well. So I'm very excited. Sometimes the smaller series, the longer series is kind of like, gets a little bit left out, but today all 10 bidders bid on both series for the city. So again, strong participation, strong demand for the city's bonds. The true interest cost range for these bonds, 3.18% to 3.35%. Again, municipal bonds are bid over a scale, usually in a normal interest rate environment, an ascending scale. The longer the term, the higher the interest rate. The TIC ranged 17 basis points from the first place bidder to the 10th place bidder. So again, very narrow spread of bids for 10 bids especially. The winning bid, again, Janney Montgomery Scott. They won both series today. They were at 3.23%, I'm sorry, 3.18%, and the cover bid, again, TD Securities, same first and second place bidders in both series today. The cover bid, TD Securities, is out of New York, at a 3.23%, so they were 5 basis points over in this round. Again, pricing 2 basis points below the BVAL scale and 21 basis points overall. So excellent pricing on the urban renewal bonds as well.
Any questions for Suzanne? Okay. Hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 7D.
Approval of resolution, amendment number 1 to the Ponderosa Urban Renewal Plan. We got a resolution adopting amendment number 1 to the Ponderosa Urban Renewal Plan, and we've got an amended TIF ordinance for the approval of the first reading, and there are no outstanding issues. We need to take these separately, so does someone want to move approval of the resolution?
Motion to approve the resolution.
Ask if there's any second. Someone want a second?
Any seconds?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Okay. Hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Now, does someone want to move consideration of the first reading for the amended TIF ordinance?
Move considerant to the first reading.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2575, providing that general property tax is levied and collected each year on all property located within the amended Ponderosa urban renewal area in the city of West Des Moines be paid to a special fund for payment of principal and interest on loans, monies advanced to, and indebtedness, including bonds issued or to be issued incurred by the city in connection with the amended Ponderosa urban renewal area.
Move approval of the first reading.
Second.
Okay, please vote.
Aye.
Five yes.
Okay, item 7E.
Amended and restated agreement for private development, Pump of West Des Moines LLC. We've got a resolution for approval of the amended and restated agreement for private development, and there are no outstanding issues. Does someone want to move approval of the resolution?
Motion for approval.
Any seconds?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, please vote.
Aye.
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, item 7F.
First reading of proposed ordinance, Title IV, Health and Safety Regulations, Chapter 5C, Solid Waste Control, modification of fees and charges. We've got an ordinance amendment for approval of the first reading. There are no outstanding issues, and this was approved anonymously by the Finance and Administration City Council's
Subcommittee.
subcommittee.
It said sucker committee, sorry.
That's it, say that.
Good job. Somebody want to move approval of, for consideration of the first reading?
Move approval.
Any seconds?
Second.
Okay, so moving second, is there any discussion on item 7F?
So that committee is my committee, and calling it the sucker committee is really unacceptable.
I thought that was appropriate.
But we'll let it slide. Thank you.
Okay, MJ,
All right, so
why don't you give us your name and address for the record, even though we all know who you are.
Yep, MJ Hoag, 413 Second Street. I totally know the answer to this question, but for the students, what's the difference between consideration of the first reading and approval of the first reading, and why do you have to vote twice on everything?
That is parliamentary procedure. We have to move whether or not somebody would like to consider the reading, and if nobody would like to consider it, if there's no second, then it will die for lack of a second, and we will not do the reading. And I believe there needs to be 3 readings of each one of the ordinances that we pass, and so we do 3 readings. It's just kind of parliamentary procedure and what we've done. I don't know if the city clerk has any better answer to that.
Yeah, I believe it's Iowa code dictates the ordinance procedural steps and getting them approved, so.
It's the weirdest thing to catch on to when you first come up here, though. It's like, why are we voting? I thought we just voted on it. Why are we voting on it again?
Yeah.
You know, so.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you, MJ. Appreciate you posing the question.
Good teacher. And this is the consideration right now. We're doing the consideration right now, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Any other discussion at all before we vote on consideration of the first reading on this item, item 7F? Okay, hearing no one, please vote.
Aye.
5 yes, an ordinance amending the city code of the city of West Des Moines, Iowa by amending Title IV Health and Safety Regulations, Chapter 5, Article C pertaining to solid waste collection charges.
Motion to approve the first reading. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Aye.
5 yes.
Okay, move on to item 8, receive, file, and/or refer. There are no items to receive, file, or refer. Item 9, other matters. Are there any other matters that any councilperson would like to bring up this time?
Hannah, did you get a group picture of us all sitting here? I'd like to get a good picture of us all standing.
Okay.
Maybe some of the kids can come
All
down a
right,
little
so
bit.
everybody stay seated here. We're going to get a quick picture, and then we are going to hand out certificates. I'm going to ask the council to come down and join me.
Audrey, can you get it? Oh. I had my hand up. Did you? Oh, okay. No, I don't want my hand up. Can we do another one real quick? Thanks.
Oh, hold on a minute. I had 2 chins in the
Yeah,
picture.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah,
I always
go
have 2
ahead.
chins.
No, I don't want my
Okay.
hand up, no.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, with no other business to come before the council, I'm going to let Mayor Harper gavel us out.
Close your ears.
We are
Oh, God.
adjourned.
Taught her
And
well.
If we can, this is really one of our favorite days of the year to have the students with us and learn a little bit about their local government. So we appreciate you guys all joining us. If you guys can join us over here at this podium, we've got some certificates that we'd like to hand out to you. So if you guys, if the students just kind of want to line up over here, and as we call your name, come get your certificate and a picture.
My city council person.
Mayor Harper, thank you so much.
Get it with my city council person. Can I get in a picture with my city council person?
Oh, yeah.
You did a great job. I want you to have this seat.
Yeah, I'm so good at saying 5 yes.
Yeah, you guys did good.
What? A little bit. Actually.